Good morning. Let's discuss on vitamin B3 or niacin. Vitamin B3 is also known as nicotinic acid and one of its derivative nicotinamide, both included in the niacin family and either of which may act as a source of vitamin in the diet. And niacin is a simple derivative of pyridine. You can see it here. There is a pyrimidine ring and there is a carboxylic. And once it is amidated, so it becomes nicotinamide. And these are the two active form. One is the NAD plus and NADP plus. These are the two active form of this vitamin, and all it acts as an coenzyme through all these two active forms. So you can see the structure of nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So dinucleotide, why? Because you can see it, one portion is here, one is here. So this is phosphate, sugar and base, phosphate, sugar and phosphate, sugar and base. So these are that's how it is a dinucleotide. So nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD plus, this is the structure. Then this is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Oh, the structure remains the same, only the one phosphate group is added here. So niacin is a precursor of coenzymes nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, NAD plus and NADP plus. Keep remember. And these are involved in various oxidation reduction reaction, and therefore they are involved in many metabolic pathways of carbohydrates, lipids, and protein. They act as a coenzyme for various enzymes. So sources are yeast, liver, legumes, meat are the major sources, and it is also derived from the tryptophan. For every 60 milligrams of tryptophan, 1 milligram equivalent of niacin can be generated. So huge amount of tryptophan is required, means only 10% of niacin is being uh, generated from the tryptophan. So the nutritional requirement is 15 to 20 milligrams per day. Generally, NAD catalyze oxidation reduction reaction in oxidative pathway as of citric acid cycle and glycolysis. So we will see it here how. So in this table, we'll see which reactions are being catalyzed by or mediated by NAD and NADP, which enzymes for which the NAD, NADP are coenzymes. So NAD dependent reaction, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme of glycolysis, and there is a conversion of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate. Then next enzyme is pyruvate dehydrogenase. So the oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. Then alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. This is the enzyme of TCA cycle, and it leads to conversion of alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. Then beta hydroxyacyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. It is the enzyme of beta oxidation of fatty acid, and here there is a conversion of beta hydroxyacyl coenzyme A to alpha to beta ketoacyl coenzyme A. And then NADP dependent reaction, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase gluconate. And this enzyme leads to, this is the enzyme of HMP shunt or phosphate pentose phosphate pathway. It leads to conversion of glucose 6-phosphate to 6-phosphogluconolactone. Gluconolactone. Then Melic enzyme, there is a transfer of acetyl coenzyme A from mitochondria to cytosol. Then NADPH dependent, these are the reactions which leads to reductive synthesis of fat bodies. Then this 3-ketoacyl reductase, it is involved in the synthesis of fatty acids, and there is a conversion of 3-ketoacyl enzyme to 3-hydroxyacyl enzyme. Then HMG coenzyme A reductase. It is the enzyme of cholesterol synthesis, and HMG coenzyme A converts to mevalonate. So we can see all three important metabolic reactions, especially of carbohydrates and fats. They are very much dependent on NAD and NADP. In absence of this vitamin, there will be a vigorous deficiency and manifestations in the form of pellagra. We can see it here. Pellagra is a deficiency manifestation of niacin. which is associated with three important Ds. One is dermatitis, second is diarrhea, and third is dementia. So we can see it here as symptoms of pellagra in this pictographic. You can see this, the skin is mostly affected. The person is suffering from this niacin deficiency. So gloves, like as if he has worn the gloves and stockings, both feet and hands. They can you can see them here. There is a, and their highly skin is highly photosensitive. So, and moreover, around the neck there is a castle-like structure. So it's castle's neck, very characteristic feature of niacin deficiency. So patient has prominent feature of the skin, then he may suffer from diarrhea, and then central nervous system is also affected, lead to the depressive psychosis. Dementia is there, and if not treated, there is a fourth D, that is in the form of death. So it is a highly lethal conditions once there is a deficiency of niacin. So it is to be taken care of by supplementation of niacin. Then, what are the conditions in which the niacin deficiency happens? The population, those who are dependent on maize and sorghum, that is jowar and corn, they as a staple food. So maize niacin, in maize, the niacin is present in the bound form, in the form of niacin, and sorghum contains the high amount of leucine, which also inhibits the conversion of tryptophan to niacin. We can see it here. Dietary tryptophan is convertible to nicotinic acid, which I've already discussed when I was talking on tryptophan metabolism. So there is a important role of two vitamins, pyridoxal phosphate, that is vitamin B6, plus riboflavin or vitamin B2 is also involved, and plus iron. So these three components are very much required for conversion of dietary tryptophan to nicotinic acid. Though conversion is very less, only 10% of tryptophan is being converted into the niacin or nicotinic acid. So it's not a very beneficial one. There is a lot of sacrifice of tryptophan in conversion to niacin. So, besides, so these are the enzyme deficiencies which lead to deficiency of niacin, vitamin deficiencies which lead to niacin deficiency. Then another cause is malignant carcinoid syndrome. So that is the disease concerned with tryptophan metabolism, and what happens in this, tryptophan is diverted to the formation of serotonin. So, so tryptophan is no more available to convert to nicotinic acid and further niacin. So also in Hartnup disease, there is a genetic disorder in which tryptophan and other neutral amino acids are not able to be transported, absorbed and transported. So these are the conditions which lead to the deficiency of niacin. And there is a case based on the previous pictures you have seen. One dermatitis, matlab gloves and stocking like appearance of extremities, plus there is a castle snag. So you can see it here. I hope you'll be able to crack this case. A 35-year-old poor farmer on irregular diet presents with history of frequent diarrhea and dry scaly lesions around the neck for past 2 months. On examination, he was found to have a characteristic lesion around the neck and dorsum of the hand. The lesions were itchy, especially on exposure to sun, and he grows maize, and he gives the history of excess maize consumption. Matlab, he is on staple diet of maize for past 10 years. So these are the, I think you will be able to understand. One more cardinal symptom is there is a photosensitivity. The patient is suffering from dermatitis, so he is having lot of itching while exposed to sun. So you do crack it.